Oh, we're recording.
Yeah.
You pushed the button. I don't like that. Welcome back. We're gonna do rabbit meat today. We set up our grinder. Chris put this together for us so it could get higher and then grind into the pot. When we first had done this, it was low down. We struggled a little. So we figured it out as we went. We've done this a couple of times, but we thought we would do a video about the making ground rabbit process. We've got 34 pounds of rabbit meat over here on the table defrosting. We already deboned it, cut it into bits, put it in the freezer so it would go through our grinder more easily. And then the fat we're gonna add to it is pork fat and bacon. So yeah, let's get started.
I'm gonna stick
butter to make it so it's not like so sticky.
So what I'm doing with the butter is I'm gonna put this in here, run it through forward a little while, and then also in reverse, and it fills in some of the spaces that likes to build up and catch meat in here around the back side of the auger, so that when I'm feeding the meat through, it doesn't clump up back there, and then it makes it a lot easier to clean when I'm done. All I have to do is run it under hot water, and that little bit of butter that's back there will melt right out of there, rather than having to fish out chunks of meat with a toothpick.
And also, since it's like a grease consistency almost, it will also help it slide through it better rather than get stuck.
Yeah, it does kind of help lube the whole machine a little bit too. You are correct.
You gonna help us grind the rabbit meat, Logan?
Doubt I'd be able to, I'm not sure.
Yeah, you just gotta turn the big handle. We got a stool right there if you need more leverage.
I probably won't, but
How about you'll give it a try?
Fine.
Fine. Quite the chunk. This is pork fat that we got from a pig that our friends raised for us. We paid for the feed and they were already raising their own pigs, so they raised one for us as well. Shout out to our youngest, Logan, for helping with filming. He filmed most of the non-stationary footage you'll see throughout this video. We opt to use a manual grinder because it can fit larger pieces of meat through it than a standard kitchen appliance. It's also less expensive than an electric grinder with a high capacity, and we can still use it if for any reason we didn't have power. Another plus for the manual grinder is it isn't as noisy as an electric one. Chris built the block for the grinder with some scrap 2x6s. We labeled it on the side with meat grinder so it wouldn't get repurposed into something else. He also made the bottom board longer for the block so it would be easy to clamp it to the counter. Then he just simply screws the grinder to the top of the block. Doing great,
I
buddy.
was gonna put my hand on that, but that's colder than the meat, because it's metal.
You gotta like make sure you're engaging muscles.
Yeah, it gets
See, it's
tough
like
too.
easay, and then one
The
will
hard
go in
chunks.
that's like slightly more frozen and thicker than the others, and it's like slows down way more.
We switched to the rabbit meat. Now I'm pulling apart the big frozen chunks so they go through the grinder easier. And then we're gonna grind this all up since we finished the pork, the bacon and the pork fat.
Looking good.
Yes.
Still got a little ways to go yet, but we're getting there.
We're using a manual Parkert brand grinder. It's a size 22. Fun fact, Parkert was established in 1881. We run it through the grinder twice. The first time through is with the disc plate with large holes. The second time through is the disc plate with smaller holes. That disc plate is the piece that everything runs through as it exits the grinder. After grinding all the rabbit meat, fat, and bacon separately the first time through the grinder, we mix it all together in a large bag. We used a large bag because we didn't have a container large enough to fit everything into. After it's all mixed up, we run it through the grinder a second time. We do put all of the containers of ground meat in the fridge as we go to keep it cold. It's a lot easier to work with when it's cold. We process twice as much as we normally do. Any other time we've done this, it hasn't taken as long or been as much. Levi, Lincoln, and Logan all took turns helping. As the saying goes, many hands make light work, and I just really wanted to take a minute and express our appreciation for everything the boys had done to contribute during this project.
more are actually coming out with like strips on like the bacon.
Yeah, it's because we're doing the second grind now. It's got the smaller holes in the metal plate, and because it's really cold too, it helps.
Okay, so we put saran wrap out. We're gonna go ahead and start packaging up the ground rabbit meat that we have. I'm gonna fill this up and we're gonna go 2 pounds per package. I like to put the container on the food scale first and zero it out. That way it's more accurate. It probably doesn't matter if it's exact, but I like to be able to tally how much meat we've got once it's all done. We like 2-pound packages because it's a good amount for our family. Most meals for the 6 of us only need 2 pounds, and if we're feeding more people, then we can just up it by 2s. And who doesn't like leftovers? For this project, we prefer using plastic wrap and freezer paper. It makes it so we can shape our own packages for stackability. I could use vacuum bags, but I feel like I don't get the same thickness, and having rounds or cylinders doesn't stack well in the freezer when you have a lot. The plastic wrap is to prevent leaking, and the freezer paper, of course, is to prevent freezer burn when storing long term. When I'm done wrapping all of the packages in freezer paper, I just seal them shut with a little piece of tape. I usually like to use masking tape, but this time around we didn't have any, so I improvised and I used duct tape, because why not? Duct tape's good for anything. We ended up spending 5.5 hours grinding and packaging all that meat. Oh, hi.
Very nice.
Take a break? You can take a break.
This is how much resistance it gives. This is all of the pork and bacon stuff. And then over there is rabbit. So it's a lot of meat.
Yay.
Yeah, it's really good pig. Pork.
Pork.
Whatever you want to call it. Really good meat.
It was a good pig.
That's some pig.
Right? That's some pig.
4 meat cubes.
It's a workout, isn't it?
That is a workout.
It looks like popcorn.
You think it looks like
I
popcorn?
think it looks like popcorn.
That's funny. No.
Pink popcorn.